Greetings, 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 blessings. Hey guys, everybody that will, everybody that can, do me a huge favor, really, really quickly. This is going to be a super brief live. And so, because it's going to be so super brief, I need you guys to share this as soon as you can, as soon as possible. I mean, like urgently, urgently possible. All right. Everybody that can, go and share this really quickly. Really, really quickly. Share this as soon as you can. Um, I'm going to make this as brief as I can and kind of pass some information to you guys about some upcoming stuff. About some upcoming stuff. Yeah. So, for those of you that were able to see the opening of the live, Facebook, YouTube, you got a chance to see that this particular live says, "So you're a prophet." All right. So you're a prophet. Everybody that is watching right now, I'm hoping that you have um, some prophetic voice hearing, um, or there may be some areas of you where you have been experiencing dreams, vision, whatever the case. If that's you, get into these comments real quickly. Get into the comments and talk to me. Every prophet that's watching, every person that is inquiring about the prophetic, that desires to know or to even gain more understanding of the prophetic. You're trying to figure out who you are, what you are. Hop into the comments really quickly. I want you to talk to me. I want you to type me into the comments. For those of you that are watching who are saying prophet, um, I might I might be a prophet. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this thing out. Get into the comments. Get into the comments really quickly. Get into the comments really quickly. When you get into these comments, make sure that you've also shared this live. Make sure that you've also tagged someone into the live. Make sure that you've also reached out to someone and said, "Hey, you need to listen into this because I believe there's going to be some info that's shared that you need to hear or that may interest you." Okay. But every person that's watching this live, I want you to do me a huge favor. If you have any connection to the prophetic, if you're a prophet, if you have if you've been seeing or hearing or been dreaming, having visions, get into these comments real quickly. I need to recognize who you are. I need to see who you are. Those of you who are on here. Um, but this particular live, we're talking about very, very briefly. So you're a prophet. So you're called to be a prophet. So you are assigned as a prophet. So God has ordained you, has positioned, has postured, has destined you as a prophet. Agnes, blessings to you. Blessings to everybody that's on here. And y'all forgive me. Carla, Nadine, Wanda, Jackie, Lynn, Agnes, God bless you guys. Thank you so much for being on here. Thank you, thank you. Robin Smith, thank you guys. Thank you, thank you. Everybody that's watching, everybody that's connected, thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. Forgive me for not acknowledging and recognizing you guys as soon as the live started. I'm trying to move as quickly as I can and trying to make sure that I don't waste too much of the time. It's Friday, and I know you guys are trying to enjoy your evening. Some of you guys are resting up. Some of you are trying to relax. Some of you were scrolling and just happened to see the live, and just because you are extremely consistent with watching these lives, you decide to tune in for just a second to see what it was all about. So I'm not going to burn too much of your time, all right? I promise you I'm not. First Samuel talks about um, it talks about the story of where, let me see if I can find it in particular. Let me see if I can find it. Eli and Samuel. Um, Here it is. Eli and Samuel. For those of you that remember the story of Eli and Samuel, Eli is beginning to train or to teach or to mentor or to empower um, Samuel in the prophetic. He has been sent to begin to be a work and an assistant, a help under the leadership of Samuel. I'm sorry, of Eli. Um, there comes the night in which Eli lays down to go to sleep. And it says that the Lord calls out to Samuel, and Samuel mistakes the voice, and he begins to run to Eli. And he says, "Yes, what is it? I heard you call me. What is it? You know." And Eli says, "I didn't call you. Go back and go to sleep. Go back and lay down." The voice calls out to him again. He says, "Samuel, Samuel." And Samuel says, he hops up, he runs to go back to Eli, because remember, Eli is of great age at this point, and Samuel is there to assist him. And so he runs and he goes back to check on Eli. He says, "Yeah, you just called me, and here I am. What can I do for you?" And Samuel says, "When you hear this voice again, next time, say, 'Lord, I'm here. I'm listening. Your servant is listening. Here I am. Your servant is listening.'" Um, he does this, and immediately um, the Lord begins to speak to Samuel. I was um, I was in the shower a bit ago, and it's my location of prayer. It's my location of conversation with the Father. It's my place of worship. Everything is the shower. And when I was praying, and this is what the Lord said. He said the first thing that Eli begins to teach Samuel is relationship. The first thing that Eli teaches in those moments is relationship. Relationship is when you begin to recognize the actions, the voice, the sound, the tone, the fragrance, the look, the appeal, the walk, the gestures of a person that you've become close to. Relationship causes us to be able to spot someone from a far distance simply by the way that they're walking. Relationship causes us to be able to recognize them by the tone of their voice without seeing them. Relationship causes us to be able to look at a handwriting and tell by the way the curve of the A is, oh yeah, this person wrote this. Relationship is a knowing. Relationship is a connection. Relationship is a place that um, causes us to, hey, oh, that's scratching. Relationship is a place that causes us to begin to become one, mentally, spiritually, emotionally with a person. Um, Eli causes Samuel to recognize the importance of relationship. Many of us have been called to the prophetic. That's why I said in the beginning, those of you that are prophets, those of you that are called to the prophetic, those of you that are assigned as a prophet, you've been seeing, hearing, dreaming, whatever the case, get into the comments. When we talk about the prophetic, when we talk about teaching in the prophetic, when we talk about the instruction of the prophetic, one of the first things that we must learn and understand is the importance of relationship. We must understand how important it is to have relationship and to maintain relationship and to work relationship and to keep relationship with the Father. This is the first area of instruction that any area or any prophet, any upcoming prophet, any maturing prophet needs to know and needs to gain. The reason is because this is your source. This is your source. This is the place in which it all starts. This is the place in which the things that are being said is being derived from. This is where everything that's being released is coming from. This is my source. And so I need to gain relationship with the person that's talking to me, that I'm speaking for. I've been talking, or I posted earlier today, the flyer about the prophetic training. We're about to start the prophetic training very soon. The Eagle's Eye prophetic training is much different from the mentorship. There are some similarities, but it's much different from the mentorship. But we're about to ignite the Eagle's Eye prophetic training, and one of the first things, the main things that we're going to begin to work on is relationship. This is something that I've learned as it pertains to the prophetic. When it comes to prophesying, you're going to do that. You know, when it comes to dreaming, you're going to do that. You're going to dream. You're going to prophesy. When it comes down to having a vision, you're going to do that. You're going to do that. That's going to happen because if you're called to be a prophet, you're just called to be a prophet. It's in you. If it's in you, it's in you. That part, there's no teaching for. I can't teach you how to hear. Cannot teach you how to see. Cannot teach you how to understand what he's saying. Cannot teach you how to dream. Can't teach you any of that because it's just going to happen. It's a part of your assignment. If it's a part of what's in you, it's a part of what's on you. It's a part of what you're just going to do. However, the job that I have, the instructions that I carry, are to build and to mature you for what you're going to do anyways, to help you to be able to mature what you're designed and created to do. My job is to begin to build you towards becoming what you have been called for, to be able to do so in excellence, to be able to do so with accuracy. One of the biggest comparisons that the Lord gave me when I first started talking about and training or teaching the prophetic was the ability to be a shooter. Anybody can shoot a gun. Anybody can shoot a gun. Anybody, anything that has at minimum, 3 pounds of finger pressure, finger strength. That's all you need. Says 3 to 6 pounds of pressure can pull a trigger, fire a weapon, and hit a target. Where you hit that target depends on your maturity. Gracious. And this is why you find out when there's kids that are playing with guns and someone gets shot, there's no specifics on where that person was or that young child was aiming. They just had enough power to pull the trigger and someone got shot. Sometimes, luckily, the child that's shooting the gun only hits an area that that's just the leg. Doesn't hit a main artery. Doesn't hit anything that's going to kill that person because their ability to do so isn't perfected. A child can shoot a gun because it's just easy to do. Pull a trigger. It doesn't take a lot of pressure, a lot of power. It doesn't take a lot of anything. I just have to be able to aim it somewhere at a big enough target and hit something. But there's a difference when it comes down to a sniper, a sharpshooter, a gamer. There's a precision that's necessary. They know how to be patient. They know how to aim. They know how to calculate wind speed. They know how to judge the distance of their target from how far that they are, how fast their bullet is going to travel, and the distance that it's going to travel. That then, if they're really good, if they're really mature, they're able to pinpoint the particular area of the body that they're aiming for, even at the distance in which they're aiming. This is what happens when you become matured. And then I found out that even with a sniper, sharpshooters, and all these things, they're not just trained on how to shoot the gun and how to do so with accuracy. They're trained on how to maintenance the gun that they're shooting, how to clean it, how to take it apart, how to put it back together, how to alter it, how to fix it. If it jams, what to do. If the trigger is a little bit too heavy, what to do. They're trained to be able to maintain the weapon that they're using or any weapon that they're putting into their hand. This is the maturity of a sniper, of a sharpshooter, of a game shooter. This is the wisdom that they gain, the training, the education, the understanding that they gain. This is the same thing that takes place with the prophetic. Anybody can prophesy. Some of y'all will attest to this, and some of y'all are prophet. I don't know if that's true. Anybody could prophesy. Paul said, "I desire that all of you would prophesy." I wish all of y'all would prophesy. Not to be a prophet, but that all of you would have the ability to have relationship enough to know the voice of God when he's speaking to you, and that you convey what he's trying to say in that moment. He said, I wish all of you could prophesy. But there is a training, there's a wisdom, there is a teaching that is required and necessary to be a prophet and to be a prophet of God. There is a necessity learned in knowing how to, just because I can hear God speak doesn't mean that he's saying speak now. Listen, here's this amazing thing about snipers. When the snipers and the spies are aiming to kill a particular individual, they're hiding in the distance to shoot their rifle. And while they have a clear view of the target that they're shooting, sometimes they understand how important it is to not fire just yet, because if I shoot them now, the bullet is close enough, and I'm close enough to them that the bullet will go through and it'll hit the person that's behind them. If I shoot them right now, there's too many people around, there's too much around them, that even though I have a clear target, it's necessary for me to wait. The same thing happens when we're prophesying. There's a maturity. And just because I hear what the Lord is saying does not mean that the Lord is saying to release it now. There's a teaching, there's a training, there's an understanding, there's a wisdom, there's a knowledge, there is a working of that gift, of that assignment, of that anointing that matures and prepares you to be able to walk in it with excellence. This is what I desire to begin to pour into those of you who desire to be trained more, to be empowered, to be strengthened, to gain more knowledge and maturity in what God has assigned you to. When I started prophesying, I didn't have the training, did not have the wisdom, I did not have the teaching, I didn't have anybody that I could cross-reference with. I didn't have anybody that was going to drill me and say, prophesy right now. And if I miss, they make me go back and listen to the Father again. I didn't have anything that was going to teach me how to walk with integrity. I didn't have anybody that was going to begin to build me in the importance of relationship with God. I didn't have anybody that was going to tell me how important it was to heal so that I could walk in my assignment. And so this is what we aim to begin releasing when we're talking about this prophetic training. Eagle's Eye is designed to begin pouring and teaching and training and empowering and strengthening and giving wisdom and being close enough to you that when prophet, I hear a word and I just need to make sure that I'm on target. I just need to make sure I'm in the right place. Provides a safe haven, a safe place to be able to release what you hear the Lord saying without the fear that if I'm wrong, everybody's going to look at me and judge me. There's a circuit of prophets that are roguely running around without any training, without any wisdom, without knowledge, without understanding.